Syracuse Library. Now, I wasn't aware of how many.
We can use it.
I think any. Tony,
It is ready.
are we on?
We are on. Right there.
Okay. So are we starting?
Yes.
Okay.
Just make sure you talk nice and loud and clear.
Clinton Township Advisory Board is meeting at the fire station with trustee Tony Miller on July 1st, 2025 at 4 p.m. Would the secretary please read the minutes of the previous meeting?
Yeah, we met on April 21st of 2025. The Clinton Township Trustee Board met with Tony Miller at 3:30 p.m. Minutes of the previous meeting were read and approved. The trustee, Tony Miller, approved funds from Township Enrichment Fund for Friends of the Park. It was signed by President Dean Reed, Secretary Kathy Sark, and Member Gary Coughlin.
Since there are no additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting, they will stand approved as read. Proceeding with our agenda for this meeting, I believe that one of the first things on the agenda is signing and approving of a community service contract with Fairfield's, what do they call that, support? He's a police officer, but they call him something else.
He's an SRO, so he's the school officer.
Yes. And I understand he goes to all the elementary schools as well as the high school and sporting events and, and I've heard there's a canine unit with him most of the time.
Okay.
So tell us about what the school needs for the police officer.
Okay, so Officer Skylar Gardner has asked to do a camp for incoming fifth graders. And so he would like to have them come in and do this camp. And so he needs funding for that. He'll just buy them shirts and show everything. He's estimating $3,000 for this. So here's paper if you want to read. They'll have the Elkhart County Sheriff's Office, the Kosciuszko County SWAT Team, Benton Fire Department, Clinton Fire Department, which is us, Jackson Fire Department, and the Samaritan Emergency Flight Service there. So they'll be doing demonstrations, and it's going to just be a fun day, and they'll promote probably police officers and him being the school officer. So I already have paperwork ready. So if you want to approve this, I'd say $400 to $500 to give to him because I feel like it's a positive. So we'll be paying for that out of the enrichment of Clinton Township. So if you approve it, we are missing one board member. He is ill right now. He's going to try to get here. So it'll be up to you two.
Mrs. Sark, your thoughts on this? It sounds like a community service event and other departments are involved, so we approve. Are you gonna fill in this other?
But yes, I will. Yeah. Well, I didn't put that amount. What did you want to do 4? Do you want to do 5? We have plenty of money in there. So I don't know what you guys feel.
Oh,
I normally do 400 for like,
sport.
yeah, for a
things.
smaller group. Yeah.
5 sounds, I like 5.
You like 5? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For another $500. Okay. And let's see, I'll sign this one. And I'll send that off to him. And this is going to Fairfield Community School District. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so they'll channel the money to him. So I'll give it to the school and they'll do it for this. Yes?
Resolution of expenditures
Yes.
for
Yes, for the fund of enrichment of Clinton Township.
Do you want the amount?
Yeah, you can put $500.
And do you want what's going
Yes. You put to Fairfield High School. Fairfield Community School District is what it's going for. So that's what it'll be reported as, but they'll funnel it through to his camp. Okay, we'll just leave Gary's absent.
Leave a pile for Gary to sign when he gets here.
Okay,
You're ready for the next item on your agenda for?
yes.
And what would that be?
Okay, so next item would be a cell phone for Clinton Township. We've been working with a phone for the wall, but that doesn't work so well for the computer and the backup and all of the security of that. So I'm requesting that the board says yes to a cell phone that will be not left here at the office all the time. I'll probably keep it with me sometimes, but Dawn will also be in here to use it. So on days she's here, the next day I'll make sure and leave it for her. And then that way it'll have backup for the computer and I don't have to use my personal phone, which is not
But that would not
supposed to
be,
be.
but any government entity shouldn't rely on a person's personal phone for.
Is this through Brightspeed as well?
No, I think I'll just go get a Verizon phone just because I don't know if Brightspeed has cell phones, do
I
they?
wasn't sure. And then, does that mean then the internet will go through Verizon as well?
So we have internet that channels through the guys part. And if it's strong enough, then I will just pull from that and eliminate Brightspeed altogether. So that is in the works, but I just want to make sure I'm covered. If not, then I'll do the Verizon internet also.
There's Wi-Fi in this building,
Because it'll
so
be a
you can
package.
use that.
Yes, I just don't have a secure link through them, and I was afraid that they'd be on it too much, but we're not in here at the same times mostly, so.
Okay,
Because mine needs, just like for this, it didn't work, and we have to have it to work, so, okay.
board approval for the purchase of a cell phone arrangement for the Clinton Township office, computer / all the communication needs for the office.
Okay. Gary, we're giving money out of township enrichment for Skylar Gardner's camp that he's doing for 5th graders on police and fire.
There are no objections from the board for the purchase of a cell phone for the office. So the trustee has permission to purchase whatever the trustee feels needed for the office.
Okay, I'll go as cheap as possible because I don't even want to carry it, but I guess I will.
You didn't have the tape today?
We're on.
It is.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't, sorry.
Part of it.
Somebody showed up at the
Yes,
office, right? when
right, it's
Time to
backup,
go.
it's your computer backup is the cell phone.
I had that too, but I came, my visitor is all good. So following cell phone, now
Yes.
trustee Miller, what's next on the agenda?
Okay, number 5 would be the town of Millersburg is requesting a tornado siren for the town, which would be an upgrade from the siren that we have now, that our fire chief hears from the county, and wherever our fire chief is, has to run down here and signal the button to sound it for the town. And a few years ago, the town said no to a automatic siren controlled by Elkhart County, but now they are interested again and would like to know if we would go in with them for a town one. But then they also want to know if we want to do one that's outside of the town that would cover the rest of our township. Not all of the township, it would just cover some. So I'm gonna estimate these are gonna be 22,000 apiece. I do not have that money, available. I have some in rainy day, but not that much. So I could go in partway with Mackenzie for the town to upgrade the one that we have here at the station now that is very old. But this also sirens every Thursday at 2 o'clock, which would also be something that the town people would have to put up with. But it would reach, I believe, 2 to 4 miles outside of, yes.
Did you get the impression from Kenzie / town board that they intend to go in that direction regardless of the township being involved in sharing the cost?
I believe so. But the one that Benton had put in, and I'm gonna say this was in 2017 or 18, so this would be 7 years old. They just had to do like a $10,000 upgrade on this one pole that they put up that cost them $20,000 then. So I'm just sharing the information with the board about the money, because money is a big thing. And so if we invest in this, then we're gonna have to plan ahead every 5 years probably to get a whole new program.
To be upgraded.
But this is controlled solely by the county. You don't have to come in here, drive, hit a button, all that.
Yeah, because there was some fee that, the first time fee to get hooked up for that or something was what we were talking about at the meeting the other night.
You mean when they originally did it, or the new system?
Like, so let's say this one cost $12,000 and $10,000 to hook it up with the county or something. The first time with all the other legal stuff, but who knows?
Okay, so I know the other one cost at least 19, 20, 21,000. And then, but now they just had to have that $10,000 upgrade. So the
Yeah,
$10,000
that's probably
upgrade
it.
is from the county
Yeah.
forcing them to do it. I mean, we would be fine because we'd have the initial one now and it should be hooked up then because it was hooked up now. So I would guesstimate 21 now, 22, 23, and then future again when the county upgrades.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have an existing siren. Mo just has to flip the switch. So what's it gonna cost to put the existing siren that we have on the county's automatic switch?
Well, I don't know the answer. I don't know if they've said that, but I'm just gonna tell you that siren up there on that pole is not very loud.
Okay.
Where,
I can barely hear it at my house.
right,
You can hear Benton's though.
I can hear Benton's better, but I never even heard it a couple times ago. But then this last time we had a tornado warning, and I actually heard the Millersburg one.
so it goes 2.5 miles on all, so it'll cover 5 miles. And this one here covers 0.6. So
I just
we're
hoping
gonna have to get that.
I'm hoping it serves the community and it's worth the 20,000 or whatever we're gonna spend. And a new siren, a louder siren and automatic is also gonna benefit LaGrange County for a few miles.
Right, it would do that. So I would hope if the town would go in with us, that we would put it somewhere so it maybe reaches 2.5 miles this way. So maybe at like County Road 40, so at least it's going to
Gary's house.
Gary's house would be a great place for a tornado siren.
Well, it's a tornado alley.
Yeah, it is. I think it is too. Between you and 31,
Yeah,
that's the
guard.
section. So, anyway, I don't know what you guys think of it. So I need to tell Mackenzie something.
So for right now, are you looking to tell her whether we want to just help with the one in the town, or we want to do help with the one in the town and do the one in the township.
Well, we don't have money for the one in the township.
I would just help Mackenzie for now.
So right now,
And we
we were
can
just
wait.
thinking of helping Mackenzie, like whatever.
Like I can just give her some money. I don't know. So,
And you could explain to her that you have
yeah, I told her I
funds
didn't have.
available that aren't, yeah.
I guess I wonder, does she realize that if they spend the 20,000 in 5 years, they're gonna spend 10 again?
I emailed her because I was talking to Brad. And Brad told me, and so I told her, and he says, just so you know. So she does know that.
Was the Benton one on with the county?
Yes.
Okay. When Dick put it in? Or-
Yeah, when the company first started circling here, then all the townships, like lunch meeting, they were all told about it, and so we all heard about it, and then I had went to the town board, fire board, and town did not want to do it, so it was just like dropped. So everybody kind of got one at the same time, so that's when Elkhart County started doing it all at the same time. So now, 5 different frequencies or system. So they all probably had that $10,000. So yeah, it was
Right.
all automatic.
Quite a fee.
I mean, you do have 2 other school districts. So one out in the country, I see but then I also think how many people went by their house and the little baby sleeping and the horses going by, but maybe they don't care. So you are the township board.
So,
Well, we feel a little bit obligated to help Mackenzie in the town, but we're just not sure to what level or how much, and I guess we'd rely on your judgment as far as how much you think we can afford at this time. And maybe next year we could contribute more, maybe?
So I would probably think that I would ask her to get a quote. And then when she gets a quote, I will say, this is what I have in the rainy day that I can pull from if my board approves it. Because that's where the money's gonna come from, because there's nowhere else to take it from. Because it's not yes, it is a fire thing, but it is not a fire thing.
It's a community.
It's a community.
Kinda.
It's a weather,
You're helping
it's
the
not
town
siren, making a
residents.
siren for a fire, it's a siren for a tornado,
Mhm.
so.
Well, in lieu of the other things that we're gonna discuss, I think we maybe table this thought and discussion.
Till we hear more information.
Well, do you want me to ask her to get a quote or not? Because if we don't know what we're really saying no to, so I think we need to get information.
Then we can discuss it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will tell her that she can get a quote. I promise no funds. I'll bring it back to you and then we'll go from there. Because I'm very indifferent on it. I'm like, but so many
I know
of these go
I
off.
wouldn't want it by my side, my house,
I know, and
you know.
Dick didn't tell anybody he was putting it there and he just planted that thing right there. And then they heard it, which would have been Mike's daughter.
Yeah, she
Lives
lived right
across the
there
road
when that was put in.
With 2 babies.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Because
yeah,
they are, you know, if you're close to them, they're long.
oh, yeah. You go to Aldi and be packing your groceries when it's right there, right across, like, what, 300 yards away? They'll get your attention. So phones are wonderful, but when Mackenzie says not everyone has phones, and I get that, but that's also their choice. And the town of Middlebury said everybody has phones, so they chose not to, because maybe they like their sleepy little town and didn't have the horn. So, but I wanna do Mackenzie, I wanna give her the chance to bring it to you. So,
okay,
So, what do you want me to put down?
okay, the Clinton Township Board would like to get a quote with no promise of helping the town, but would like to see a quote. So somewhere in there.
We'd like more substantial financial information.
Yes.
Right now, we hear numbers of 20
Right.
and
I mean, that, when they had done them, they said it's gonna be at least 2021, and that was with all the different people in townships in the county getting them, and that was getting them a reduced price. So then now jack it up, just like the engine.
oh, yeah.
Okay, another hot topic.
Yeah, that's not, so, that's a new one. I didn't know we could go to the Syracuse Library.
Well, I always understood.
You can go to any library.
Would give us a card to go anywhere. Or,
So you, a long time ago, let's go back, 2017, Middlebury came here and asked if we would do a tax rate for a library. And some Amish were in for it, and they wanted a library. But to have a library, you need a working, pretty much, fund of like 250,000 a year, and that's not even building the building. So I've researched, small ones, big ones, whatever. So we met with them and we said no, because they just wanted to give us a tax rate and all our money would go to their library and then we could go use it for free. Well, for me in my little house, it would have been $300 plus a year in extra tax rate, because if you live in a district out of town, like we had a place in Syracuse that was in town. So I had that little extra charge of library tax. And so, and it is substantial.
wow.
So that is what Middlebury wanted our township to pay so that we could go to their library. And so we said no. So we said that I would pay out of my township enrichment fund if someone really needed help buying a library card, that we would do that. So they've been contacted. I said I would be going to Goshen. I wouldn't even go to Middlebury. So I think I called them. So anyone, but no one has ever asked for a library card. No one has went in, and Middlebury does not want to do a billing process with us, but that's what would have to be, because I'm not gonna answer the phone and then drive out there with a check for every person who wants a library card. So, okay, fast forward. 2025, I get this May email and it shows this flyer and it says all of these things like how to make your township get you a library, and you need a referendum, and it's your right to have a library in your area. And so it also stated Brad and it stated New Paris. So we felt like they were calling us out a little bit, which they were, because it was, so anyway, I wrote her a nice little email. I had Dean look at it because I needed a second pair of eyes, because I wanted to make sure I was being kind and professional and with all the facts. So I told her our story with Middlebury, and then she understood what I was saying, that our area, we have 3 schools with libraries in them. I don't know why they can't be open one night a week. I've already contacted the schools to see if that's a possibility. But anyway, she said they have so many kids going to, I think it was 12, and it was probably not even Clinton Township. And Clinton Township has their own little library over here at Chuck's Park. So I told her that too, that we have people go to Chuck's Park. But she said, I think she said 12 had made it to Syracuse Library for their summer program. 12 kids. So someone at that time that saw that these Benton, New Paris, and Clinton kids were going to the library for the summer program, they donated $5,000, but now their money was out. So she felt the need to tell all three of our districts that we needed to get a library. So she's very nice. We had a very nice chat all along the way. We have had lots and lots of emails, and this is what we have come up with. So we have set up if you approve it, a contract between us that I would, she would bill me monthly, and I would send her a check. So if someone from our area goes in there, if it is
Our area or our township?
our township,
Okay.
just our township. No,
Because,
that's
yeah, we
theirs.
we're on the line and, yeah, I'm just wondering how which 12 people came from.
Well, okay, so let me just tell you that the town of Syracuse has lots of Amish houses that are owned Amishly in that area, and so they can go there. But they would show their ID card probably from us rather than using their address there. Not thinking, I don't know. So it could have been that, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
So the 12-month card is $84. And so I said we would pay half. They have to pay their half up front, and then we pay the other half because everybody wants something for free, but they might not use it. So if they want to pay half and then bill me half, that's fine. There's a 4-month card for summer for kids. It's $28. I don't mind paying that for kids. They have to show that they are in my township, and so they'll check that. We just went back and forth. I've had lots of questions. They check the driver's license or address.
So is the responsibility of all the checking and everything on them?
Yes, it is. And she, like, I was clear in my email, like, I don't want people so she says, no, they have to show an ID, and they have a map that they will use and make sure it's them. And then I'm gonna get their name and their address. So I feel like everything is cross-checked. I'm a cross-checker. That's what I am. You wanna read all my emails? So, but anyway, it's a way for them to not foot the bill, us to be responsible for our people, and it's a service to our people to go to a library.
Good,
So-
yeah, good thing.
I've checked with Millersburg. Millersburg did not reply back. Millersburg librarian did not reply back. The New Paris librarian, she replied back and she said they are open one night a week from 10 to 6, and you have to have a program for pre-K to second graders. So like New Paris has that, but Millersburg used to have something and now they don't. So, but that was way back when my kids were there, so, and, let's see.
Well, they won't even let us in to use the gym for the Easter egg anymore without having a teacher and all kinds of other stuff.
Well, yeah.
So this is the better arrangement than what you would have had with Middlebury.
So yes, the arrangement was Middlebury was if they had someone come in, then they were just to call me and I will gladly pay their card. But no one has ever said anything, and they've never called me, and I've contacted them again saying, hey, and they sent me this nice little email that said, we do not do that. We are not setting this up. And so I said, okay. So it's not for lack of trying. I have a
So
whole
they don't want to do the work, is what.
No, they want a percentage of all the property taxes is what they want.
Right.
And we don't want to do that.
I got you.
Yeah, so if you would like, so on your 300,000, I think it had to have been 1% at least, so it was $300 for my, like, I just put my house as 3,000.
I sure don't want to pay $1,000.
Right, so
a year
let's
to
say you
build
have
there.
a $800,000
So that's
house.
just for the surface if you want to go there again.
Right, yes.
For
So if
anybody
you
to
wanna
go.
go into any of them, because they're public, you can go in there and use them and sit in there, you just can't check out as well. Right, correct,
I know when they
yes.
did that one at Topeka, you guys said they spent a crap load of money on that Topeka library.
So with this one,
I
instead
have researched how much they did with each, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I seriously have a folder over there that I printed out because the asked me and I am like, people will have a cow.
Well, and half of them have an Amish business, but they got a computer in the shed.
Wow.
and I'll tell you what, they don't have bright speed either.
Probably not, it's probably.
Oh, I know they don't.
Are they gonna try to do this with like new parents in Benton too, like the same kind of a contractual thing?
So Brad and I just talked and I said, okay, I'm gonna handle mine, you handle yours, and new parents, like I said, they have their own program for one night a week on a Monday. So I'm going to ask the school board if there is some way we can get a 4-hour window at Millersburg School one night a week, at least in the summertime. I don't know why it can't be all year round, but they probably will say they don't have funding. But I will ask. So I'm trying to do my part on asking. I can't make the schools listen. But this is a way
I
of
like
someone
this.
who has reached out to us and said, this is what's happening at their public library.
I think it's a good give and take type
Yeah.
thing.
You've done a lot of work and you're making it,
Good effort.
yeah, a real strong effort in providing library service for township residents.
Okay, so Kim at the Syracuse Turkey Creek Township, Syracuse Turkey Creek Library has already approved, their board has approved, and so we just need to approve our end and have you three sign right here. So if you just put that the contractual agreement for library services with Syracuse Turkey Creek Township. So here's this contractual agreement, just write all that. Yeah, so if you even start about building a library, it's $1 million. And then you have to have boards. And it's just like, I've looked at the LaGrange County one. I've tried to find the small area ones and there's nothing under 200,000. And that's like a whole other taxing rate you have to put on in our area. And I don't feel comfortable doing that.
No,
No.
I agree.
Goshen. Their hours, they're not open a whole lot.
Aren't they? See, you have to pay somebody to be there, and it can't just be one person, because one person might be handling on the computer while someone else checking out
I've had
books.
somebody tell me that, they're not open Sundays anymore, their hours are kind of limited. So you got that huge building sitting there.
Gosh, yeah.
So anyway, I'm not against libraries. Libraries are beautiful, they're wonderful, but if we can share, I think that's good.
Yeah, so I have this up here, and where do I go from there?
Okay, so, with the Syracuse Turkey Creek Township Library. So the other part of me says that I really need to contact the Topeka one, because, so the ones that live east, I know they go to Topeka, which I know they said they wanted a library here, because then people would flock here to Millersburg. Well, that sounds great. Hey, we are on live YouTube, so, okay, just in case you cared. So I could contact Topeka and offer this. I don't know.
Wow.
I
If it's
mean,
gonna create more administrative time of you, no.
okay,
Unless
Have
you,
to.
right, unless Topeka asks me, then we'll just go with the
it's
Syracuse.
available, see how it works in the
Yeah.
next 6 months or a year and,
This is a guinea pig.
We can put tornado siren to help out LaGrange County on that side. That'll be
Okay.
our donation.
There you go. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, that's easy.
So I have with them now
Okay,
is approved.
We go.
yes,
Yeah,
is approved.
we're saving here.
Okay. So I just need you each to sign here, here, and here, please. I'll fill in the date. Okay, great, thank you so much.
Thank you for all your additional time you spent on library arrangements and negotiations over and above your normal trustee responsibility.
Thank you, Dean, I appreciate that, yeah. Okay, so that is the library. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the Middlebury lady. Yep, okay, that one's. Okay, so number 7 is the HEA 1461 requesting township funds to cover road improvements for Clinton Township. So I guess they approved this, I believe, in May, and, we're gonna have to do a whole nother capital improvement plan. That's a whole nother thing. I've only had to do one ever, but now they're gonna make us do it every year. But, so what's happening is they're seeing that the state sees that we have funds like in a rainy day.
When you say they, you're
They,
talking
the
about
state,
county.
the state of Indiana
Oh,
has approved this HEA 1461, which will go into an IC code, blah, 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 blah. So they are requiring us, as of June 30th, 2025, the section provides that on July 1st, the township may adopt a plan on an annual basis. In addition, the plan must be filed with the department in the form and manner of described by the department. So the plan must include the balance of all unrestricted funds and the purpose of the unrestricted funds. And they will take, we have over 200,000, just over 200,000. And so they will probably take up to 30%. And we will have to put that in the fund. And when they tell me, I have to give it to the county. So here's the lovely paper. I'll let you read it. So I'm just letting you know that next year, the money that we have saved up, 30% will go to Elkhart County.
We pay all that. Yeah, and they're really working on the roads like really big time.
and,
Yeah.
instead of lowering our property taxes, they're just showing that they're gonna spend more somehow.
Yeah, so right now, they've just approved this, but they haven't given me the next step of rules, what they're gonna do or what they're having me do. So.
Our congressman approved this?
Yes.
And they're doing this for all townships.
Mhm.
So they're kind of looking at what you have set aside that you're not necessarily using, and so they want some.
Well, 30% of 260,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's Clinton Township will, you transfer funds to Elkhart County to be used wherever they want to use it, because they think we have a surplus of funds.
So I think the state is underfunded in their roads. So I think this is their way to put the Band-Aid on. And so they look for funds places, and I think this is what happened.
Does the
So, I
information you received this as gonna be an ongoing every year or just temporary?
It says after June 30 and after. So I've already had to do a capital improvement plan before. And I did it, but it was probably 3 years ago, I'm pretty sure. But this is the capital improvement plan, and we're gonna take some of your money. So before it was just like, what are you gonna do with all that? And back then it was like, we're gonna buy things.
Sure.
So I will read all this again, but I'm just letting you know what is happening. So this is just, that's just my little itsy sheet. But yeah, they're gonna give me further instructions next. So next year, we will have another fund, and it will be, I should have highlighted that part, but it's the fund that goes to the county. So, got that? All right, so now you got that information. You don't have to vote on anything, it's just information for you. Okay, on to number 8.
Wonderful thing.
Yeah, so I usually work real hard to set that up.
So you said we had 200,000?
We have over 200, yeah. So,
They're gonna take 30.
yes. So it's been, I should look at it when, 2015 when I started doing this, I should look at what it is. So we take the interest from the accounts and we put some in rainy day, that's the rainy day money, not the fire funds. So I put that in there, and then I also can transfer over a certain percentage, which you guys send that paperwork beforehand every year to put it into rainy day. So it just means what I haven't used, it just saves it and puts it there for me later. Well, doing that over the years, people have built it up, and so the state sees all our rainy day funds, and so, and the county sees all the rainy day funds, and so they just.
Okay, so then when we bought the fire engine, did we use money from there?
No, we did not, because we have enough funded in our fire department, so rainy day is not necessarily fire department. So,
So it wasn't like we came along and we wrote something out for like the fire.
right, but it's there for emergency purposes, or let's say that the people don't pay their taxes. Well, that takes like a year and a half, and so my cycle goes in a year and a half, that goes in a year and a half, and so it might be that this year, half the people that pay their taxes, so I'm not gonna get their money in a year and a half. So, knowing that, I could always take out some of the rainy day. I mean, I don't know if Rich ever had to dig in there, but I do know that 2008, I was not here, but I'm pretty sure that was really rough for a lot of people. So if you are one day late on your taxes, we do not get it into our township. So pay your taxes on time. And I turn your names into the county and they check you. Because you are on my board. So if you are one day late, I don't know.
Because we're on the board?
Mhm.
It's not like you know everybody's.
No, okay. No, nor do I want to have that information. I don't need to know that. Small world, just live in my little world, right here, this table. Okay, number 8 is the new engine that we ordered in 2022. Will not be done until 2026. And we had some changes along the way as they're putting it together, which had some additional costs to it. So we did a contract with McQueen, which is the supplier of the engine, to make sure we got those upgrades, we'll call them upgrades, that are needed for use now. It just costs more money. So I just wanted you to see the paper. It was $22,415, and that you are approving the new proper equipment to be put into the truck that costs more money. So you can just put in there, the township, if you guys approve it, the township board approves the $22,415 upgrade to the new engine that will be delivered in 2026, ordered in 2022.
The board approves. While she's writing that, it's been a couple months ago or more already that, and I haven't been here, the station interior got power washed and repainted.
Oh, yes.
That's all complete and done and everybody's satisfied with that.
Good, yes. So
Okay.
Dano's did the old bays, because he was willing to wash it all down, and the first contracted guy who said he'd do that, they got scared and stopped and didn't want to do that. He did the old base, he was comfortable with that. So we used him for the old bays, but shortened the contract to just old, and then we did the new bays with Dan. And he went outside, he painted every pole and painted the outside doors and. Which brings me to one more thing. Just a second, I don't know if it's on my phone or. So actually, Mo will bring this to the fire board, but I wanted you to see it. Come on. Okay, so it's not here. So this is the best I can do. So Mo sent me some decals labeling each of the 6 doors that we have east and west. Or is this just 3? We have 3 doors in front. 6. Oh, there's
More
6.
than 3.
There's 6. So anyway,
The old is 3 and then the new is 2 or 3 more.
okay, my phone won't blow this up, and I don't know why. So, this is decals and it labels each of the doors, like what equipment goes where. And it costs us $2,284.50. So it would be an upgrade to finish off the doors that we just painted red. But each door would have a label. I don't know if you can see that. My eyes don't let me see it.
I can see that there's
This is what I do. I put on glasses.
each door has something on it. Or, yeah, right. Truck number 6 or engine or tanker or
Correct.
it's telling what goes in that door.
Yes. So I'm bringing it to the board to see if that is a good idea. It has to go through the fire board, but I wanted you to see it because it's not a definite need. But it would finish off the doors outside and they just got painted, so maybe. It must be a decal, I guess. Any feelings?
This is the final picture, so there's
So it'd be 6
There's something in the
doors.
middle of the door of each side.
Right, so it'd have, engine, tanker, rescue,
There's the command.
Tanker,
I can see that. There's
command.
There's 6 doors in the back too. Do you think it's for?
No. No, we're not doing anything in the back,
Okay,
no,
That's all white, yeah.
yeah, that's staying white.
okay.
I seen that the other day when they said they were painting it. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the red going there.
Okay.
So,
I don't know.
just opinion, because I saw it and I was like, okay, is that necessary? And I said, I'm just gonna ask my board, and it's only because we already did so much, but yet it's kind of like the finishing touch on what we did to make us look professional here in Millersburg. So, again, if I had
Do
to
other fire departments have decals?
label decals, okay, so if you've ever went to Middlebury has got the glass doors
They don't
all the
need
way
labels.
down. They don't need labels, because everything shows. I have not seen Benton or New Paris, but I also don't want, I feel like our station, we've done a really good job in keeping all of our tools upgraded and our engines nice, and so this would just be a upgrade like to the doors. But we did not get the new garage door openers because there's some kind of glitch with the apps, I think. The faster garage doors, we did not get those. And we didn't get the light bars. I like the light bars just because it's another safety thing. Garage doors up, lights go green, someone's gonna back out.
So why didn't we get?
Because that kind of goes together with the list. It was all in one quote. And it just stalled because they were looking for another garage door opener to open fast and not have that problems. So do I just send this to the fire board? That's.
Well, they're gonna send it back, I guess.
Well, I don't know if they'll send it to us, but I just wanted your opinion on it, because it's a functional upgrade. Necessary, not necessary, but we do, I mean,
If you're gonna do it, you wanna do it now since the doors
our
are
new.
recent shape.
With doing this though, are they going to keep looking for a garage door opener that goes up
Mhm.
faster?
They have.
And then like, doing this won't keep us from doing the other?
Correct, right, no, correct, and we do have plenty of money, like, funding it is not a problem. It was just that I have, and you will see at the end of this month, spent quite a bit of money, but we also had the money to spend. It was not excessive for the budget at all. So just a big, because it's the end of the 6 months, a larger chunk went out this month. So when you see it, do not have heart attacks. So I was just paying all that when I got this request. So I'm just asking. Send it to the fire board?
I'd say, okay, if there's money to cover it. It's not gonna, some other kind of.
You have the money, it's only 2,000, we're kinda okay, although in the process of the territory board and the township board, the township board really shouldn't approve something that the territory board hasn't approved yet.
No, we don't need to have it like you guys approved it. I am asking your personal opinions
Okay,
on, is it excessive?
so if the territory board,
Yeah, that's why I said to send it to them, right?
if they come to you and we've already kind of said, okay,
Well,
or you're gonna wait till our next meeting to get official,
no, I won't know. It's only $2,000.
okay.
Another territory board meeting on the last Monday in July, and that's the fairs. I don't know if it could be before or after. One time we didn't even have one for July for the fair. So
It depends if there's anything on the table, so.
yeah.
So,
That's what that
and
is.
maybe I just needed to tell you guys, hey, there's another bunch of money going out after I already spent a lot of money. But it was things that we've been working on since January, all have finally come in. It just takes so long for things to come through after you talk about it and order it, and then it comes through, and then the invoice gets here, and then, so it just looks excessive.
Okay. Is there anything else, any other business that the board needs to be aware of? Trustee Miller,
My meeting is complete.
this concludes our agenda for today's meeting. Does anyone else, any other board members have anything else that needs to be discussed at this meeting? If not, the meeting will stand adjourned.
We're gonna have to get into the acetone or something.